Hey guys, Donnie here, eXp Realty, Memphis, Tennessee, and today we're going to talk about home equity. What is it? How can you use it? How do you get it? All important topics. So let's talk real estate. What is home equity? How do I get home equity? So here's the deal. I wanted to talk about this today because we know that homeowners generally have 42 times the net worth of most renters. What do renters not have? Equity in a home, because they're paying their landlord. Guess who does have equity in that renter's home? The landlord does. So let's talk about what it is and how you can get it for yourself. So first of all, what is home equity? It is the value that you have in your home minus what is owed on the house. So if you've got a $200,000 house and it's paid for, you've got $200,000 of home equity. If you've got a $200,000 house and you owe $100,000 on the mortgage, you've got $100,000 in home equity. What does that mean? Well, basically that value is part of your net worth. Your net worth is what you own minus what you owe. So if you own a $200,000 house, you owe $100,000, you got $100,000 in equity, that's also $100,000 in net worth. Of course, your total net worth is made up of your other assets as well, which is pretty doggone cool. And here's what's awesome about it. Every month when you pay that payment, if you pay $1,000 in rent, that $1,000 is kind of gone. You traded that $1,000 to have a roof over your head that month. Not necessarily a bad deal. But if you pay $1,000 on your own home, not only do you get the benefits of that roof over your head, not only do you get the pride and ownership, but also a certain amount of that payment, unless you have an interest-only mortgage, is going to pay down your principal on your mortgage. So every month, your principal is going up, your interest is going down, and you're building more net worth. So, for example, if you were to pay $1,000 a month payment on a house and $500 went to principal, you just increased your net worth by $500 that month. That's $600 a year, and it's going up every month. Here's what's really cool. In the market we've had the last couple years, houses are going up about 1% or more per month. So let's again use our $200,000 house. Let's say it's going up 12% in a year. That's probably a little bit low for the last couple years, but just to make the math easy, 12% a year is 1% a month. If it goes up 1% a month on a $200,000 house, that's $2,000 a month. And then if you were paying a $1,000 payment, and again, just as an example, $500 of that was going to the principal of the home, that means your net worth is going up $2,500 every month just by being a homeowner. Isn't that amazing? That's why homeowners can have so much net worth, and why I talk about this a lot, because I believe that I want everybody in our country to have as much net worth as possible. The cool thing about it is when your net worth increases every month because your home goes up in value and you paid your principal down, it didn't hurt my net worth. It didn't take anything away from Donnie. It didn't take anything away from your neighbor. It didn't take anything away from your family member. It simply helped you have more net worth, and that is huge for setting yourself up on the right path to be financially stable. How do you build your home equity? Well, there's a couple different ways you can build home equity. Obviously, number one is for the home value to go up. That goes up automatically, not necessarily you have to do anything or anything for you to do there, but as the market goes up, your home equity goes up as well, which is awesome. Regardless of what you owe on it, it's going up every month. Another way you can increase value might be to do some work on your home. There are times, not always, but there are times that you could do work on your home, and maybe you put $5,000 into a project in the home, and it increases the value of the home by $10,000. Well, you just created $5,000 worth of home equity. And by the way, that's what investors are doing. When they buy that house that needs $30,000 worth of work, and then they're able to fix it up, and all of a sudden now they can sell it for $60,000 more than they gave, they created $30,000 worth of equity for themselves. That's how they can make money. One of the ways they can make money investing in real estate. Another way you can make it go up, of course, is by paying that payment. As we discussed, every time you pay that payment, your home equity is going up. So between the market making it go up, you pay the payment down, you're creating more and more home equity. What can you use home equity for? Well, this is pretty cool. There are some options. Number one, you can just let it sit there. Your goal might be to pay off your house and have a bunch of equity in it. Nothing wrong with that. If you pay off the home and it's worth $200,000. It's still going up in value. You've got the security of a paid-for home. You don't have that payment anymore, so you're not paying rent or payment. That's really cool. It frees up all your cash flow, and then that net worth is still growing as long as the real estate market is going up. That's pretty cool. Or you might be able to pull it out. You can take a loan for a home equity line of credit, through a second mortgage, whatever the case might be, do some work on the home in order to increase the value of it, as we mentioned earlier, and now you've utilized your home equity in order to create more value in your home. Maybe you want to get into investment. Now, a lot of people might frown on this, but I'm going to put it out there because there are certainly people who pull the equity out of their home because they want to start investing in some area, whether it's stock market, real estate, whatever the case might be, and they pull that equity out of their home in order to start investing. What if you want to start a business? What if your whole life you've dreamed of opening a restaurant, for example, and you've worked hard for 20 years and you've built a couple $100,000 equity in your home, especially the way we've had the market going up recently, then you could pull that equity out of your home and start up that restaurant and live your dream, and you started it with your home equity. Okay, so any number of things can be done with it. What I'd love to hear before I give you my last idea for home equity is what you guys may have used your home equity for in the past. So jump down in the comments, let us know, hey, I used my home equity for this or that. We'd love to see some ideas. So my last idea for home equity that I think is pretty cool, what if you just want to be debt-free except for your home? How many of us would be in a great place that if we didn't have any car payments, any payments on any other consumer items, we just had our debt on our home, would be in great shape. Why? Because usually it's the least expensive money you can borrow payment-wise, interest-wise, plus that interest is tax deductible on that payment. Car interest and stuff like that isn't. What if you need a nice car? You want a nice car, or you've got a car payment that is $700 a month or something like that. You might could take a home equity line, lower that payment by a whole bunch, get out of consumer debt, then the interest on that home equity line may be deductible. Of course, talk to your accountant and make sure, I don't do tax advice, but it might possibly be tax deductible. But then you only have one or two payments on your home instead of having a bunch of consumer debt that you're locked in, and now you have freed up a bunch of your income to go do the other things that you want to do and enjoy your life, go on vacation, make investments, pay for your kids' college, whatever you'd like to do. So again, the options for using that home equity really can almost be limited. I caution everybody, be smart. Don't take too many risks with your home equity. Keep in mind, if you pull a home equity line of credit or you get a bigger mortgage, refi, whatever you do, you are using your home as collateral. So I don't want you to lose your home, but have a really nice car in the driveway, okay? So make sure you use some common sense there when you do that. So we talked about home equity. How do you get it? What is it? Why is it important? What can you use it for? Make sure y'all jump down into the remarks and the comments and let us know what you might have used your home equity for. And the last thing I want to say about home equity is it should be a goal of yours. Make it a goal to build some equity. Even if you don't believe in keeping your money locked up in your home and you're going to go pull it back out, that's cool. Go pull it back out and put it to use. I don't have a problem with that as long as you're smart about it and know the risks. It's your decision. But you can only pull it out and put it to use once you build it. So the most important thing about all of this is to build home equity. And the only way to do that is to buy a home. So I got to talk about this because in this market we're in, interest rates are going up, prices are still high. There's people out there on the fence saying, hey, should I buy a home right now? Here's what I know. I don't have a crystal ball. Market might go down. It might not. At some point, I'm sure it will. It always has gone up and down. However, regardless of what the market does, the average homeowner has more net worth than the average person who's not a homeowner. And building that home equity is the reason why. So I'm always going to tell you, whenever it's right for your family, go start building that net worth and start building that home equity. The sooner you buy a home, the sooner you can start building equity regardless of what the market does, because we don't know what the market holds in the future. I'd love to hear what you guys have got to say in the comments. Let us know if you're planning to buy a house in the next 6 to 12 months or 3 to 12 months. I'd love to hear what you guys' plans are. If you're going to try to wait it out and see what happens, or if you're going to go ahead and make that leap and make that purchase. I do know this. I had clients 3 years ago that thought they weren't going to buy because prices were too high, and they have missed out on 3 years of the best equity they could have built in their entire lifetime. And now interest rates are going up, so they have to pay more money and they have a higher interest rate. And I know that wasn't a good proposition for them. I know that didn't work out. So I hope that helped you guys out. Our information is in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click that bell and like the video because it helps more people see the content, and make sure you don't miss anything that we put out.